might have wondered what sort of visit this might be. Mary, receiving the greeting from the angel, wondered in her heart what kind of greeting that was, that meant, or what it was. It's supposed to be a normal, ordinary, and routine interaction and a visit by the shepherd of the diocese to the different commissions, just as he visits the parishes. So we should visit commissions, isn't it? I realize you respect Omamuji Loda and Yanari Somero Ichojo. Koti Kolmerai. No, you know, eh? In our office, you are Polo Kina Rakena, Lobo Pakule. The record very well in between Punijaza, Kwane Puikos to our cast, you know, Karulu Kwana. The Ponegaro Pero Jena, Rabe, Mamera Ghost, Waka. So it's supposed to be an ordinary and routine visit. In Rome, the Holy Father does it, annually visit the different dicasteries to interact with those who work there, and so on and so on, to be acquainted with what is going on, because they contribute towards the good of the church. In a way, they are helping the Holy Father, and so these commissions participate in the ministry of the bishop, and therefore it's right and fitting that they should always, at least annually, have an interaction and visit to different commissions. As the year comes, therefore, to a close, and having, gone through as different commissions, could you say, gone through so many ups and downs in the course of the year, having gone through, could you say, thick and thin, it is therefore right and fitting to come together and raise our voices in thanksgiving to God, who has journeyed with and guided us all through. So our encounter today is in the context of thanksgiving, thanking God who has been with us, thanking God who has journeyed with us, thanking God who has accompanied us, thanking God for his many, many blessings, which are countless, that we, some of which we may even take for granted. And therefore want to bring all our thanksgiving, all our sentiments of gratitude, and unite in this one single and perfect sacrifice of the Mass, which is perfect sacrifice of thanksgiving. Certainly we have also registered, I want to believe, so many success stories in the course of the year, for which we want to be grateful to God. As they say, when you say thank you, it is a polite way of saying do it again, isn't it? Yeah, so I want to say thank you to God, implying that we are asking him to do it again. So bless us more and more. Bless us more and more. Open more opportunities. Open more doors. Bless our different commissions. Bless us in the field. Bless the coming year, and so on and so on. So we are simply telling God, we are not yet tired of receiving your blessings. We are ready to receive more. We are ready to receive more, like Oliver Twist. Oliver always wants more, but before that, we first thank. So we are telling God, the communities that we serve still need your intervention. Still need your intervention. Still need our services, and therefore open more opportunities, open more doors, so that we can serve your people, so that we can reach out to so many out there who are in need, especially to the very least person in the village. So there are still, like the song goes, there are souls to save, there are still souls to save. Send the light. There are still households to be rescued, households to be visited, to be reached. Lord, therefore, send your blessings. Let us not be like Ahaz in the first reading. Ahaz is instructed to ask. Ask for a sign, however deep it may be, however huge it may be. No, they say, don't bother him with the smaller projects. Ask it for something that is big. Go give you politician. You do not be a economy. So let us not behave like Ahaz. The Lord has told us to ask. So let us ask. Let us ask. And indeed, our commissions and our mission and ministry relies on prayer. Relies on prayer. Let's survive on prayer, because the work of God, these are God's projects. This is His ministry. And therefore, we must always go on our knees. Must always go on our knees. Sekotoni aransi tungalu mere Jose kitika lo kai kabakala. I will not ask. I will not put God into the text. The Jose ki. Last one really more job. You know, we are not. I want to say to me last one. Ngai decho. Tebele. Need ari gulubi ari konai. Need ari gulubi ari konai. Need. Sesi bosto kadida are a project li billion in aqua tata di konai. Need tata. Need tata. Ari billion in mwasa di konai. No mere matabi. Kuni pedoro. No kwa. Need there. Loro jadi mo las bobo inaki jo so inaki so gogo ngai kona kinaida ngai gwe kini kwa ngakirono toma aswamshori so ekota ingita ijaul ka to tabo na limaria beso makineso ngokwa pikoni aja hii kapili munojo so azilo mama yon Maria laije inakintoni pape abero na yon. So let us ask, and ask in faith. Let us ask in faith. When you ask in faith, the scriptures tell us, believe that you already have it, and you will have it. It is also time to say thank you to each and every one of us, each and every one of you. I don't know, Abala sile konyatio nageo konyisha lamila subari dolbero na iko na idol. I normally treasure that, say that we are not where we were yesterday, even though we are not at where we should be. We are not at where we should be, but thank God we are not where we were yesterday. That gives us morale, that gives us energy, a push. That means we can still do more. Since we have proved that we have done this, we can therefore do more. A story is told of two men who went mountaineering, and it's a risky venture. So when they reached up somewhere there, it was rather difficult. So at the end of it all, each of them breathed a sigh of relief. It was the case of the dollar ngetakineteke elonga redo ngoliaro upake waleli moilo kabijinga kotonga bonga one in front at the end of their long journey turned to his friend at the back following him and said, you know what, I wanted to go back. So the one at the back following him asked him, so what happened? And he responded, but I saw you following me, so he continued. Then the one at the back also told the one in front, that you know that I also wanted to go back. So the one in front, as what happened, I saw you continue, so also continue. So the one in front was encouraged by the one following. The one also following was encouraged by the one leading the way. So somehow this also brings into what we do in life, that we are a source of inspiration to one another. Be a source of inspiration. Be a source of encouragement to one another. That support each other on this journey. Support one another, so that when we move together, we realize that it is indeed a contribution from each one of us. So we are saying thank you for being a source of inspiration to one another, and coming together, I could say intercommission, encounter, and celebration. It is a way of saying we treasure what you are doing. Health, we treasure what you are doing. So come, we treasure what you are doing. So Kalido, we treasure what you are doing. In Make Enterprises, we treasure what you are doing. So we are all a source of encouragement to one another. we mutually support one another. So we are saying thank you for being a source of inspiration to one another. Genetes be si kono kinetes isora. So this is a genetes one. Genetes. What's genetes? O gentulo. O gentulo bisini kono kinete ese isora. Ni wana sa kususwam aina kina kus aja polijana kina teres kede tawenyo ini Ethiopia tapi udah mau ada kula barai do bere ngole do ko itat kan ko do mau aswam ai ate pardo ko do mau de niko kinlo ai keta kina aswamu jog teje pole lo sorake jai do jeno ngare lumuna iganyo ne jai kau eno kau ngoli are no ngare bala takai bala itu moron ko do mau de ko nakilai ai niko kine ko do mau da ai niko kine ko do mau ai keun asokosi. Let us always remain a source of inspiration. So I want to say keep it up. And in a way today we are morally boosting ourselves, isn't it? Evala be do yedo kwa koma mele ni bi e lo pe boni le ko kina ko bala be ba se ko no dai sara be lo na pa kina te mari be yo ga swam yo lo pe bonda ai di pa to ru ko ke bala fa da wazi e ko ke te le icho mo mere kwa yo ga swam di bere ya control yo ga swam mo ko ya ko ni kwa na pa nari dolo ne idol kwa ne joka aisha mi jola bra ko gugu dauna ta bishala mi no nga soba so do kwa ne dunyete ko jobe alam ai si ko no kile ni ko kisaro to do bai ngare rai go bona geo do. So we morally boost and support each other. Iteji le mune kirete athletics where the children are running. Okay, the job. Lu shape ala le balance bi ai. Ni ko kere kwa ngene. Lo mo ko pe chokori la bona bala bi kona kisai. Ni ko kisonga. Oloto. Yo da ni kuya ni kona kai. Oloto mambo bi iriti mo bolu chekau. Ado kona jali mo ni ko choite bodi nyakuni sokau. Choite bodi nyakari sai. Choite nyakari sokau. Kalau tu kan halus lagi, kalau halus saya ngarin cuci nyakar suka, we attack. So nene dia bunuh kita, ikon nak lagi, attack. Non anu non kuda anale maja yo kotong ini kira nyu, tetero ini kira bayi niko kina halus lagi, halus tedo bingarin. So we are saying never be a negative force. You see like Ahaz here. If you bring such a character to a community like this, will discourage others, is it? The man le pata mesa ni. Teja. Ini tata malah bikona tabesa hii. Ini tata besa ni. Tejo. Ina ni luchela akunyine kona kinai anonoka. So never be a source of negative energy. Always encourage, always support. Negative energies, negative forces can be in a way of silence, sometimes being negative, criticizing unconstructively, and so on. So these are forces sometimes that pull us behind. Instead of us going ahead, so like we were saying, let us always be a source of mutual support to one another. Of course, we should not also forget to recognize on this day our own failures. Maybe we should have done better. Maybe there are areas we could have done better, and perhaps for some human error, mistakes, and so on. We want to say, tell God we are sorry, and maybe where we hurt one another in the course of the year. You know, sometimes when you're in leadership in some position, you cannot avoid to rub step some people's toes, isn't it? So lo balon beto, imuro prejonge ekulu rangon, lo sudai. Tonga lo bojo dai man bongo boy chaka ye kuluru ke. Lo da kwa na chuti lo sikon dai. Lo jo dai chuti to rekone kuluru. Iri kilo rota ikona kilo bai. Beje yobo ngairon. Joe dia uninyo. Dia kuluru. Sampai ucoi to rekodinyo kuluru. Itori tele ba metanya. Itu yang ngarasanya ya goreng mana pak? Ne itejo vale ruruto na ke dai ado na ke kona kaida. Tenyala. So choito rekoni kuluru. Tempo miswamano ajoka. Kama na monokini Kristo bo choite etwali kinayo na hii. Tani kwa so choite twali kini soka dida hii. So Rolete Poncio Pilato mere pa Parasha Poncio Pilato Perla Poncio Pilato Bichanai Ara idai mere pa itelo pero muna choite twalikiliso komai akali nikoni ara mene kenza preso choite twalikila hii ara ye akirono angali choite twalikila hii choite la rera angali do batwana do kitele la kemuna so let us be a source of encouragement, and therefore today we also say let us begin anew with more energy, more vigor, more support, reinvigorated, ready to start afresh, to make a fresh start, very much energized by the Lord Himself. Working in the church, dear friends, is always a blessing. Working in and for the church, it is always a blessing. It is an opportunity to participate in a special way in the mission of the church, in the mission of Christ Himself. Think of the healing ministry of Christ, the teaching ministry of Christ, Caritas itself, which is at the heart, then the spreading of the gospel and so on and so on. So it is always a blessing. It's always a blessing that we should not take for granted. Serari ringuj aswam keda kelesia ido aswam kelesia. You make the church present. You reflect the face of the church out there. It's a controversial choice to my sakira. Mali dayo system. Mali yo. Diocese. Eciru'S duko kemala you adu kile dejo. Diocese. Aki lona lona bokete. Diocese dejo. Ada kisina lona ngeye ito sa kisina. Are pungi ko ne wala teke budi diocese. Are los to ngadu me mame tike. E wala teke nyo. Teke diocese. Dejo. Diocese. So it carries with it a serious responsibility, isn't it? Serious responsibility. You make the church present and therefore portray the image and the face of the church. And of course, the local church here represented by the bishop, isn't it? You get a bit checked pakata. You will lose a bit child bishop. You don't very much family I get to one. No, you go na. You check. You go na. You go na. So it is a blessing, but carries with it a great responsibility. It demands self-sacrifice, like the Master Himself. It demands a lot of self-sacrifice without always counting how much you will get. So I'm going to tell you, Uyo ke dijene ni Yesu nitakweli iboro motokana mtiek yenye vito mochato lota yuku karuma raini na sisi unaje kwenye asoma ke dai sinari soma ja soma ngai asoma rasova. So it carries with it a great responsibility which demands self-sacrifice like the Master, not always counting how much you will get, not always calculating. Never a little thing. Get a very good token. I'm going to give you putting camera. I'm going to about give. I mean, I'm not going to swim. I know not tell it. Maybe tell them racket. You can't very good. Idea. And the dry knocking a last one is you would ever look at. So we can last one can very bad racket. Put it up to money. So I'm making a dry. Last one like knocking jacket. And I saw my kenyo. So I'm a case one. It demands diligence. Aswamu kede tawe diopet. Diligence. Aswamu kede tawe diopet. As St. Paul tells us in his letter to the Colossians, It is Christ whom you are serving. It is Christ whom you are serving. So let's keep that in mind. The service rendered to Christ himself. The church is the body of Christ. Therefore, whatever you carry out, remember it is Christ that you are serving. And the same apostle continues to urge us, therefore, that do it, whatever you do, do it well. Do it well. Swama kedeta eliopet, iswama kedeta eliopet, iswama obiai ejok. Swama ejok. Swama ejok. Ari todi ari takelesia, utajawe ari evangelii, utajalimori Kristo kede aswa mkoni. You are preaching the gospel through the work, whatever you are doing in the name of the church. Ikojete nije ariso Roma, polisoli moina ngolimo isiwa Kristo. Itu tosina ebe idio borene joko kere ni swama ete keso okona edio kerare ite dia ida ekoto keso jente bi swama ete anwa kele sia kere whatever little, whatever good you do, whatever little it may mean, whatever corner, remotest corner, know that it is the good that is done for the whole church. Likewise, whatever harm, however little you may think it is a harm done for the whole church. It affects the whole church. So iswama kedeta ediopet teterera unameda na kelesia ra unameda ne ya una lakuni ukaile kioni otomaili pangi na ina kina bijala subana subati na kali kona no iturio kai topoto la kiroke anwara usana jokuzo kana kakelesia kere for good and the good of the whole church. So whatever you do, bear that in mind. So when you do harm, know that you are harming the whole church. You are harming the whole church, the body of Christ. And Christ will ask you, why are you persecuting me? Isn't it? Why are you persecuting me? Ima munja bongo kile tiko na kile. Nilipa pijo. Ba pijo pa. Eba pia isau na dope bon. Why are you persecuting me? Umena bongo kile. Iko na kile. Ba pete pa. Sema munja bongo kile. Akepolo jenjo moto jo Kristo. Of course, it is not sometimes very much paying financially, you know. Are kapo na bangi buti nga hata jo ijajenga ngatomita lo isiriki jenjo be mamune rai bo isiti na ile mara ke ditawani ari tawana jo konye je polo ke tacha jo la suban ke la swa mana lo pakile mlango kile mo liwe do petuka wa nina e bala roko ngabala re seminario te bala swa muna no mete ne sisi dikita konye eje ponelo isireni torla suban yue ni swama ikere tawe nyoeni idio petra suri ai na ke nakoda kini ke litunga luma mutenga pelo te kona kina ida nakoda kino ndi emuno nakoda kini ke litunga ari ni le polo no na ke na swama jinu ni tunga lipuno ai ndi emuno ke litunga mu sipo le do pelo isirere ngoni last man ate vale joka bari titunga iti abari tenyo igoro duinyo goro akwa aswamu na kile siro pe ipolengo loi itabara jo itunga ndumbo ngelo pete swamani kologaba he was a teacher and he left teaching and he came to be one of the workers at Gaba National Seminary. One time I interacted with him, why did you leave teaching? And compared to how much you get here, he says, Father, yes, maybe out there you might get enough money, all right, but here I am at peace. Ajena udara hii iko takira ine satana la pa dumune ngikanyo asirigina dumune ngopote na je polo pemina ratunus so dumuni editera iko na hii odumuni ile muno le no place omuso na pero ne saswa muke angepange. So it is it's a blessing, and those blessings will follow not only now but even follow after you. So it should also be there for working with the church, and for the church should also be an opportunity to grow in your faith. Should be an opportunity to grow in your faith. And here for you in this complex, you have no excuse for not growing in the faith. So kadino Yesu sacerdote. So ko mejenyo Yesu sacerdote. health is jainyo saseru education is jainyo say kindness ne lo muni yoke Jesus saseru lo muni ja kakak ya father on lo muni ja laje kakak ngai ngon lo muni ja laje kakak ngai ngon lo muni ja laje kakak ngai ngon ite lo yo lai lo ngai je ina ite na yo laje ngai je ina you have no excuse for not growing in the faith. You have no excuse. It's an opportunity. And please never leave here when you have not grown in your faith. In fact, next time when we are having such a celebration, we should be having a series of families wedding here. A clear sign that you are growing in the faith. You are making use of these opportunities. Literally, you are young and you are serious. Honestly, serious. A Canada will never apologize. That's why it's a peasant in a parking. I read your mother, Polygam, the Penelo, very down. I have to remove the Unifa Yogi. We are going to say, et to more Unifa Yogi. E kanaki do tomorrow la jene je mo si yalo pelope ito be konatai ito mi jamina e jairo apolo ko gon meidi e woni araide la mi daro kuso noy ba ko to episcopo pelope ngo dalo polo ero polo do to mayo so there is no reason. It's an opportunity that you may not easily find anywhere. You may not easily find it anywhere. You have an opportunity. There's no reason for you to grow in the faith. So take this opportunity also as also a blessing for you always to also to initiate your children and so on into the faith.